Hey, what's up? Welcome back. It is I, Yorpshard the Transparent Eye Collector Guy, coming back at you after a little time away. I took a little holiday break from the videos, but now I'm back. I still got to do my top 21 of 21. Last video, I showed you all of my favorite older shit that I found out digging. This one's gonna be about all my favorite shit that came out in the year of 2021. Stick around, check it out. And I ain't got this shit in any kind of order from what to what. It's just 21 albums that came out this year that got multiple spins on my shit. The main shit I'm collecting is like 70s punk, 80s punk. I don't get a ton of new releases. I was even like, do I have 21 records that came out in 2021? Because I like to buy older shit. That's just how I do it. But it turns out I do. So I'm going to show you. Let's start off with this big old baby. Naked Raygun, Over the Overlords. Came out on Wax Trax Records out of Chicago. Naked Raygun, a Chicago punk rock institution, started off in the early 80s. But they haven't put a full-length album out since like 1990 or something. So this is cool to have them back. Look, a sticker! And this release really keeps their trademark sound pretty fully intact. It's a pretty enjoyable listen, man. I've been digging it. Lots of big sing-alongs on the chorus. Tons of woes, as you would expect from Naked Raygun. Whoa! Whoa! Woes! Lots of woes. Lots of good, memorable tracks that'll stick in your head on this one, man. I was pleasantly surprised. Living in the Good Times, Broken Things, Amishes, Black and Gray, To Treat Me Unkind, Naked Raygun. Good record. Next up, Tribulation, Where the Gloom Becomes Sound, Metal Blade Records. Tribulation is a Swedish metal band. Started out playing death metal. I don't think you'd really call them death metal anymore, man. This record is like extremely melodic, well-written, gothic, epic metal shit. The vocals still stay in that death metal, black metal area, but musically it's gone away from your straight-up death metal sound. It's just like intricate, pretty, epic music. Killer guitar playing. I mean, you can tell they just spent a lot of time arranging the tunes and writing fucking cool, interesting music, I think. At times, musically, it reminds a little bit of the epicness of like Amorphous' Tales from the Thousand Lakes. It's a fucking good listen, I think. Comes with a big ass book. I think I heard the guitar player took off after this, so I don't know if this is the end of this lineup, where they'll go from here, if anywhere. It's always a good year to get another Sonny Vincent record, man. Snake Pit Therapy on Svart Records. Sonny is the man. Sonny is a non-stop rock and roll making machine. This album is chock full of classic soulful punk rock and roll. Mixes muscles and balls and fucking piss and vinegar with passion and melody and experience. Shit rules. Sonny's been doing this punk shit since 1969, since before it even existed, right? Sonny is the real deal, man. I'd say this album overall is a little bit more mellow than some of his last couples. Leading up to this, Sonny had like some pretty gnarly and brutal family tragedy shit go down, and you can definitely hear some of that in some of the songwriting on this. If you're unaware of Sonny Vincent, I mean, he, like I said, he goes way back. Check out the Testers. Check out his solo shit. Check out anything he did. Sonny Vincent's the fucking man. Hey, what about this? We got a new Rudimentary Peni this year. Dang. Rudimentary Peni, legendary 80s weirdo hardcore punk kind of shit, right? This record pretty much picks up where they left off with their more recent shit. This is some bleak, plotting, dark, repetitive, slightly crazy, unhinged, fucking creepy hardcore punk shit, man. Wow. They'll just kind of take a simple but heavy riff and fucking harp on that fucker. Vocals and artwork, of course, by the legendary madman, weirdo, poet, artist, fucking dude, Nick Blanco. Rudimentary Peni. Great war. Dig it. This is cool. The new Descendants is actually like old Descendants, right? Who? Ninth and Walnut. So this is their original lineup plus Milo, meaning Tony Lombardo and Frank Navetta on bass and guitar instead of a regularly scheduled Edgertons and Alvarez's, right? And these guys are playing old tunes from like back in the 70s and 80s that they just never did record at the time. So it's pretty rad that they have an album full of that shit that never came out. And I think partially due to quarantine, it's out now. So I'm happy to have this shit. You know, some of that old-timey, like, angry Descendants instead of modern, successful old man Descendants. Which I like both versions, but it's cool to get some of that old shit again. It's pretty fun all the way through. It's a great listen. For a Descendants record, there's not like a ton of them that are just like stuck in my head, but I haven't listened to it a million times yet either, so might need to give it a couple more spins. And that is not a put down at all, cause when I'm listening to it, there's zero bad songs. It's cool to hear Milo sing the tunes from the first 7-inch that he wasn't on. That's fun. Kinda would have been cooler if this shit got recorded back then and came out back then, you know, but since it didn't, this is as good as we're getting, and by golly, I'll take it. It's been a while since I bought a fucking Epitaph release, I'll tell you that. I guess probably the last time Descendants did something, I don't know. Anyway, great band, melodic hardcore punk, it's good. 2021 also gave us a new Dinosaur Jr. record, eh? Sweep it into space on Jaguar Records. I don't want to blow any minds out there, but this record sounds just like Dinosaur Jr., which is a good thing, eh? You know, it's some real laid-back, melodic, alternative rock shit. Lots of guitar, Jay's distinctive-ass vocals. It's like their 12th studio album, I think, or something around there. All the songs are nice. There's one or two that Lou Barlow sings on like usual. I usually like it better when Jay is singing, but I'm pretty sure letting Lou sing is part of what's kept their reformation on track, so I'll take it. It's a real nice record. I will listen to it again. What about this? Back in 1984, False Confession put out like one of the best Mystic 7-inch records ever, never to be heard from again until 2021. Hell yeah! A new False Confession LP, Resurrectionist. This shit rules, man. This shit out on Puke and Vomit Records, right? Cool label. Great store, great website, those guys. I think, Radiation Records, I think is the name of their store in California. I tell you what, False Confession came back even harder than they left us back in the 80s. Holy shit, they're not fucking around. And this record mixes that classic sound that they had on their 80s output, which is kind of like, you know, nardcore shit, 80s hardcore shit, but with like a nice dark fucking death rocky feel to it at times. And this LP mixes that shit with like some straight up Discharge style fucking blasting, crushing hardcore shit. Discharge, I'd say, and also fucking Crucifix. I hear a little bit of that in there too. But like I said, mixed with their own fucking perfect sound. Cool ass, non-stop killer record. Recommended. And number 8 of my non-ranked top 21 of 21 goes to Capiguli and Vic Ruggiero After the Flood. Fucking A, man. New Cappy record, I'm all over it. Capiguli from the Groovy Ghoulies, Vic Ruggiero from the Slackers. This is not exactly like either of those bands. This is more of these two playing some mainly acoustic rock and roll shit, right? We got some old time bluesy rock and roll with like harmonica and stuff, right? Just look at them there. It's a pair of lovable scamps riding the rails across the country with acoustic guitars and a lifetime full of tales and tunes. You got some originals from the boys, plus some covers of Jimmy Reed, Chuck Berry, Sonny Boy Williamson's, the Shangri-Las, and or the New York Dolls, depending how you look at it. Couple of Cappy classics like Carly Simon, The Highwayman. It's a fun and lovely little listen, but you know why I'm a Cappy guy, I tell you. I listen to that guy read the newspaper. Anywho, there's a split release between Stardom Records and Eccentric Pop Records. I ordered my Cappy shit from the MachineShopRocks.com. Good place, good people. And hey, while we're talking Cappy, why don't we talk about this little beauty? Love Letter, Back with the Familiar. This came out this year too, but much earlier in the year, man. That LP just barely made it out 2021, but this is back like this is his almost annual-ish Valentine single kind of deal. Also got that little Cappy Land logo on there. Little Cappy got his kitty. A-side is a cover of the Nick Cave song Love Letter. Cappy's version kind of gives it an acoustic Johnny Thunders feel I was picking up, man, during the verses anyway. Besides the Kepi original, both wonderful and lovely little jammers. Acoustic stuff again on this one. If you don't know Cappy or Groovy Ghoulies, he kind of came out of a mixture of kind of like the 80s garage rock, garage punk scene mixed with like the 90s pop punk scene. Cappy is a real rock and roll fucking warrior in my opinion. He's a real deal dude. Man's got a million good songs. Here's some of them. Here's an interesting record, man. The Limit with Caveman Logic. You got Sonny Vincent on here making his fucking second appearance in the top 21s. But this is a very different record. Why? Because you got Bobby Liebling from Pentagram singing on this, right? A supergroup of sorts. Not only you got Sonny Vincent from the Testers and from Sonny Vincent, you got Bobby from Pentagram, then you also got fucking Jimmy Recca who was playing with the Stooges and shit. The other two dudes are from a Portuguese doom metal band named Dawn Rider, so it's quite the mix of guys. And you do get a pretty cool mix of the two main dudes' styles, you know? Sonny Vincent's fucking proto-punk, heavy rock and roll, 70s kind of sound. And Bobby Liebling's doom metal sound, you know? Both originators of the two genres, man. It's a fucking cool match. Both depressingly overlooked for their fucking killer early material and early achievements. The majority of the music on here was written by Sonny, though. So overall, it comes off more like Bobby singing on Sonny shit than Sonny trying to play some doom metal. So there, like I said, there is some of all that. More than a doom metal record, you're getting like the 70s proto-punk fucking MC5, Stooges, fucking Testers, Radio Birdman, that kind of shit. But with Bobby from Pentagram singing, which is, you know, it's a cool mix, man. I hate to say it, but I mean, really, I'd probably dig this record more if Sonny just sang this shit himself. Like, it's kind of awesome to have them together, and probably if Bobby did it like a decade or two ago, it might be awesomer, but I mean, to me, his voice is not perfect on every song, but when it's fucking on, man. Cool record, for sure. The Limit on Spart. I swear every time I say Spart, it sounds like I'm saying fart, but I'm not saying fart. It's like, you know, it's got the SV. It's not an F, it's a SV. Smart. I don't know. Here we have the new Dark Throne, Eternal Hell, 2021, Peaceville Records. Yeah. Epic, black, heavy metal. I pretty much always dig Dark Throne shit. They've come a long way from their glory days of, you know, the leading light of the early 90s black metal shit. And I'm okay with that. I love all that shit too, but I love their fucking crust punk albums. I love fucking, I mean, to me, it's cool. These guys, like, give zero shits about what anybody wants and are doing 100% what they want. Usually, it works for me. Good on them. Catering to people, be yourself. Following that line, this one is kind of on its own little trip, different from the last. Look at this, they got fucking like 5 songs on here. What's that mean? It's super short? No! Longer and slower than regular Dark Throne. Got a pretty fucking huge Celtic Frost influence on here, which suits me fine. Some of the Black Sabbath mixed in there. Of course, sure, why not? I'll take it. 5 heavy dinosaurs looking in wonder and bewilderment at the stars. That's how they described it. They described their songs as heavy dinosaurs looking in bewilderment at the stars. What can I say beyond that? Dark and frosty, evil and doomy. It's like a fucking love letter to 80s first wave black metal shit. Good. Up next, I got this sweet compilation album, Punk Rock Saves Lives. The album, Volume 1, came out on the newly resurrected classic hardcore punk rock label I Am Records. This album is a benefit record. All the proceeds go to the Punk Rock Saves Lives charity, which is a real, legit, and worthy charity. Go check it out. Everything on this album is exclusive tunes that are not available elsewhere, alternate takes, shit like that. First song, Cortez by the Descendants. This is the only place you can get this Descendants track. Totally unreleased, pretty cool. Plus you got Flogging Molly, you got HR from Bad Brains, Anti-Flag, Bouncing Souls, Face to Face, The Faction, and who's that at the bottom? Suburban Resistance, That sounds cool! Yes, they were kind enough to put my band on there too, that's rad. So only 1,000 of these were made, only available on this LP, not available digitally, not coming out on CD, not gonna be repressed. There is not a lot of these left, man. If you want one, I highly recommend you go to IamRecordStore.com, which I will link below, and grab one before they are gone. Very limited stock left from what I understand. Volume 2 is up for pre-sale. They are putting out another one. I think the new one's gonna have Cockspar, Swingin' Utters, Bridge City Sinners, Soldiers of Destruction, I don't remember who else. But so the pre-order for that one is up. That'll be the same deal, 1,000 only, vinyl only. If you want this one, act quick. And speaking of acting quick, and IamRecordStore.com, if you are interested in my band Suburban Resistance's record, we already sent out for the repress. If you want the limited hand-numbered first press on purple vinyl, these are getting real low too. Both of those will be available on that site, along with our brand new second album that just came in a couple days ago, 12 killer tracks. I try not to talk about my band too much on here, but if you're interested, like I said, you can buy this shit at IamRecordStore.com, which I will link below. I'll also put a link maybe for our YouTube. We have a fucking video up for every single song on both of these records. You'll know just what you're gonna get. We kind of bounce a lot between styles of punk rock. You know, we do some hardcore shit, we do some pop punk shit, we do some more 70s sounding shit, we do some more 80s sounding stuff, we do 90s sounding stuff, we do today sounding stuff. From hardcore to pop punk, from death rock to skate rock, all over the place. So if you don't like one song, try the next one. Maybe you'll like that. Whatever, or don't. Just letting you know. It's out there. Got a couple singles to discuss that came out in 2021, starting with this one right here. Patrick Fitzgerald, No Santa Clauses. Came out on Crispin Glover Records out of Norway. Patrick Fitzgerald, though, is originally from the UK. I think I heard he's living in Australia or something now. I don't remember. Anyway, he's like the original 70s acoustic punk rocker, right? And dude hasn't put out nothing in a while. Not since like 2007 or whatever. So it's cool to have some new Patrick Fitzgerald shit in the world. The B-side's called With Her Head Tucked Underneath Her Arm. Now, I'm not really one to buy Christmas music per se, but I don't know that I would call this Christmas music. This is more like some spooky, like old-timey Tim Burton-y kind of fucking, like some fucking spooky tale of death and disaster. Apparently the story goes like in the 1800s or fucking, I don't remember what years it was, but there was like a pretty long era of like 70 years where in England they would send like small children down to fucking clean out the chimneys because they were tiny and could fit. But then like also tons of kids just died doing it, and then little fucking dead kids would be stuck in chimneys and shit. So that's kind of what the song is about, more than a Christmas song, and it's fucking cool. There's a real cool video for it on YouTube. Should check out, man. Patrick Fitzgerald is a real one, probably overlooked and underappreciated, especially since he hasn't been putting shit out lately, but great songwriter, cool fucking record. Here's a cute little baby, Poison Idea. This is Drug Revival, it burned for the last time on the B-side. Both of these tunes were originally released in 1988 on the Get Loaded and Fuck cassette. This is a limited lathe cut. Check it out, it's square and see-through. Only 100 made, you know, kind of like a little custom home jobber. I got number 12 out of 100. Split between grubby lathe cuts and American Leather Records. Couple of neat things came with it. How the fuck to play a lathe cut record, in case you didn't know. A note from Jerry A, the singer for Poison Idea. Jerry A. I actually found out about this release on Jerry A's Facebook. He was like, hey, check it out, this shit's coming out. So I said, hey, sign me up. And 24 years later, it arrived. Poison Idea, one of the leading lights, the most brutal and consistent of the 80s hardcore punk, fucking killer. This is 1988, Poison Idea, it's only good shit, it's good, it's only good. Like I said, I got this straight from the singer on his Facebook at a very reasonable price. I don't remember, it was like $8 or some shit like that. But it immediately sold out and it's like going for stupid prices on Discogs now. Man, y'all people are crazy. But I'm happy I got mine. Number 15, I think we're at 15, or we have 15? I think We're at 15. It's 15. 15! All the rest of them, starting with this one, are going to be records that came out in 2021, but are like either reissues or something like this that's putting out old recordings for the first time. This is the Ramones Triple J live at the Wireless Capitol Theatre, Sydney, Australia, July 8th, 1980. You know I'm a Ramones maniac, you know that's my shit. So of course I had to grab this. This is one of them record store day ones, right? First time on vinyl for this fucking show, I think. 1980 in Australia. I think it was originally a radio broadcast. I think Triple J was like a radio station there. And so this one's gonna have I Can't Make It On Time, All The Way, you know, a couple jams. They probably only played live on that tour. So that's rad. Good recording. Great band at the top of their game. Ramones in 1980. It's a fucking win. And then we got this little baby. Zow. I think it's Zow. I don't really know. How do you say this? Anybody? Somebody tell me how you fucking say this band name. The Agony Remains record on Relapse. It's an old Japanese hardcore shit, right? A-side has like their super rare and super expensive to get 7-inch that fucking kills, along with some comp tracks. I don't always buy this kind of shit because I always want to get originals way more, but these fuckers are expensive. Besides all live shit of varying recording quality, you know, it's pretty fucking noisy. But I mean, side Agony there, fucking killer. Shit's like real raw, noisy, evil hardcore punk, you know, with like real demented heavy vocals. Sometimes with a gizm sound in the vocals and music weirdly, and sometimes with a big discharge influence. They're definitely keeping it evil though, you know. They got songs like Sons of Satan and Making Love with the Devil and that kind of shit, you know. Making love with the devil. Okay, that sounds awful. Fucking, that's funny shit. That's cool though that Relapse is putting some of this stuff out. A lot of the Japanese hardcore stuff is real expensive. I know before this one, they did a release of this sucker, Detestation by Gizm, however you want to say it. If you don't have this one, this record is way better than this record. I got the original of this one, so I didn't get the Relapse one. But if you don't got this, man, grab that Relapse fucking album while it's available, because this fucking thing was a pain in the ass to get for many, many, many years. So while there's official repress out there, you best pick that shit up. You already got that one. This is fucking cool too. I already talked about this one on the channel a couple times, but it fucking rules, so here it is in the year-end list. Rocky Erickson, The Modern Humans Show. This is Aliens era shit. There you have it. Rocky and the Aliens on KSJO Radio, San Francisco, 8/20/79. There's your track list. All fucking killers. So these are like demo versions of the songs that went on to be on the Evil One album, Only Perfect Songs. And interspersed with that, you have fucking like Rocky interviewing with this radio host and also taking in some fucking calls. And like Rocky is got a lot of really fucking interesting and cool shit to say on here. He's like in a good spot, man. It's a good listen. Great songs. Great Rocky. Already showed this one on here too in one of the old videos, but what the hell? That's the kind of stuff you do in the fucking year-end best subs, I guess, man. This is Static, Toothpaste and Pills, demo and live, 78-81. This came out on Third Man Records. Static, featuring a very young John Brannon from Negative Approach, Laughing Hyenas, Easy Action fame. I fucking love that guy. He's got the voice of a fucking monster, and it's super cool to hear him do this shit. You know, cause look at him, right? Cause this is like 70s shit, and it's like 70s punk and glammy influenced shit. Cool. The recordings are like not great. They're actually surprisingly better than I thought they were gonna be, coming on some fucking shitty old cassette tape that his mom found. But you know, it's demos and live shit, so that's what you get. It's like John Brannon doing Alice Coopery, New York Dowsy, glammy punky shit. It's fucking good. Here's a much needed reissue from the Mighty Voivod. This is The Outer Limits, put out by Real Doggone Music. Originally came out in 1993. There was only one vinyl pressing in Europe. It's fucking pretty pricey. In my head, I want the original press, but also in my head, I want to have this album in my goddamn Voivod collection. So this is the one for now. What a great band Voivod is. Fully themselves. They sound like no one, and no one can sound like them. So this is 90s Voivod. This one is Voivod, perhaps at their least metal. It's still metal in there, but it's like progressive, alternative, space rock metal shit. Got another Pink Floyd cover on here, the Nile song. Not the first time they cover the Floyd. Every time they do it, cool. This has one of their more ambitious numbers, Jack Luminous. Epic and sprawling at 1,000,000 minutes long. I love Voivod. I love this record. It's good. Hey, check it out. What? Okay. Oh! Number 20. Look it, we're almost there. Living Sacrifice. This is the first time on vinyl for their 1991 debut album. In my opinion, their greatest album. Came out on Nordic Mission Records. Living Sacrifice is a fucking killer B-grade Christian Slayer. It's like unrelenting, fast thrash, good old style Slayer shit. If you dig old Slayer, this is a record of that style shit, and it's a killer. That's what I say. This record took for fucking ever to get. I pre-ordered it, and it took a long time to get here. But the band knew that, and they fucking hooked it up with some extras, right? We got this whole regular insert thing, right? Some reproductions of old flyers, played with Shelter, King Horse, reproductions of their official newsletters from 1991 and 1992. Big old sticker. So lots of cool shit. Great thrash album. These guys were cool back then too. I remember when I was a kid, because they had like one or two of the guys were like bald on one half of their head and then super long hair on the other half. I was like, that's a cool haircut, man. That's what I thought when I was 11 in 1991. I still never got that hairstyle. I don't really want to do it anymore though. Lastly, number 21, Huntingtons, Get Lost. First time on vinyl for this one too. This originally came out in 1999, I think. It was a split release between Tooth and Nail and Sexy Baby. It was fucking straight up, well done Ramones worship, if you couldn't tell by the album cover. You get a lot of bands nowadays that say they're like Ramones bands, man. But a lot of them come off sounding more like a copy of Screeching Weasel and the Queers than the Ramones. The Huntingtons, they are like a Ramones style band for sure. And what I like about the Huntingtons is not only do they do like the early classic 70s Ramones sound, they also got tracks on here like Hooray For You that sounds like 80s Ramones. Cause 80s Ramones is fucking cool as shit too. And ain't nobody playing in those 80s Ramones styles so much, you know. The whole Ramones core genre to me, I don't know, man. Some of it's just not that Ramonesy to me. Sounds more like people that like 90s pop punk than people that like Ramones. But the Huntingtons, they fucking sound like people that really like the Ramones. Just like me. Except for my band doesn't sound like that. Couple songs. But you know, at the same time, it's not just like some straight up rip-off copycat shit. It's like good and quality tunes, man. I dig the Huntingtons. You know what, and speaking of which, throw in one bonus, this also came out in 2021. This is Joey Ramone with the Huntingtons live at CBGB's. They got the Ramones website. They had a little contest for bands to enter, and the band that won, which ended up being the Huntingtons, they got to play a set at CBGB's with Joey Ramone singing. So this is Joey singing with them, 6 tracks, including Garden of Serenity. Love that shit. This performance took place December 7th, 1999. The whole thing is available to watch on YouTube, or you can find this record of it, which I think cuts a song or two. It's on Hey Suburbia Records. Little blurb from the mighty Arturo Vega on the backside about how this all went down. And there you have it, turkeys. My top 21 records that came out in 2021, I guess. I know there's some bottle tags going around. You know, I took that time off. I'm probably going to be late. Well, I'll probably at least end up doing like the Tommy Vinyl Not Punk one, because if I can't do a goddamn punk vinyl tag, what the fuck do I got a vinyl channel for? Turkeys, next time, we'll see ya. We'll see ya next time. Next time it is then. Fine.